normally is like half full when you return it. So I squeezed absolutely everything I could out of there. Right, in this video, it's part 2 of how to charge up your aircon with a bucket of warm water. So, in this bucket, nothing at the moment, but I'm going to put water to about 50 degrees in it. And I've got my STP Easy Chill Auto Aircon Charger. Fast and easy to do. I notice it normally takes a little bit more than 10 minutes. Provides cold air fast, extends AC system life, seals AC leaks, and there is a slow leak of mine. £10 cash back, it's about 60 now. When I first started doing this, they were about 30 when you bring back the old one. Now they're about 60, so net cost is about 50 when you bring back the old one. So I may be switching over to those just once spray, fill, and then dispose of type of chargers. So on my car, the Ford Focus, it is the R134 Alpha. I think the RY1234 is very, very expensive, probably 5 or 6 times more expensive. It's not worth using those ones, not worth getting car. Needs a good shake. Notice so this is a full charge this time, no messing around. I've got the plastic cover on it. And what I'll need to do is I will need to put some PTFE tape around it before I connect it to my probably like 1 meter long connector. Notice I've got PTFE tape on this connector here, and I'll just double check to make sure it's PTFE tape and they're nice and new and fresh all the way around. So 134 Alpha is the blue one. So the blue scale, so anywhere in the blue scale, anywhere in there is good. So try and get it all the way to 55 would be great. There is a bit of an art to this. The reason why I use warm hot water is because inside here we've got a compressed fluid under pressure. The volume of it is the volume of this tin. We're getting the shade, it's getting really hot. So there is an old equation, can't remember the name of it, universal law of gases or something like that. P1 times V1 divided by T1 equals P2 times V2 over T2. The P means pressure, V is volume, T is temperature. Look it up. Since if I was to draw a enclosed environment around this, the inside of this canister by itself, we have what you call a certain V. The V, the volume, is the same. So between me having compressed gas in here, compressed gas in terms of liquid, and spraying out, the volume is going to be the same. Remember, I'm just looking at the internal aspects of this refill canister. V's, so you can cancel the V's out. So what we're left with simply is P1 divided by T1 equals P2 divided by T2. Pressure is going to be higher now. Temperature is ambient temperature at the moment, say 20 degrees. In a minute, when I let the gases out, you'll find the P will be lower, of course. So if the P is lower because I've let the gas out, and what is going to be a net outcome for P1 divided by T1 equals P2 divided by T2. So I need the same number. So that means T2 must also go down. So the temperature of the canister goes down. Now, so as it expands, the temperature drops, and as the temperature drops, what you'll find is the ability to extract out of this becomes lower and lower and lower as the temperature lowers and lowers and lowers. So that is why I've got a tub of hot warm water. Right, re-wrapped the ends. I put some on the nozzle at 4 turns. I'll put it on that way so when I wind it on it don't come off. Where is it? There it is. so it should feel nice and snug when I put it on. It should not feel like it's coming on really easy. So it's nice and tight, good. So everything's ready that side. Got the gauge. So I'm going to target it for there. Now, it is a bit of an art, I must admit. As I put it in, you'll notice there will be issues coming up. It will stop. It'll kind of almost be too high a pressure. I can't add it in anymore, and I think as a pump on the AC pump pumps away. Strange things are happening. But I do have a trick. Do expect my trick. I have shown it before in a previous video, but watch out for it. So a nice shake. By the way, obviously have this unwound when I wound it in. I don't want to be winding in with this thing wound in already, you know, just set it off straight away. However, there's valves in this particular one. It won't come out now. So in here, I think I've got old fluid. I don't think the gases would have got in there. However, I sometimes like it with those handheld ones, throwaway jobbies. I do like just to squeeze the air out, but in this case I can't with that with these ones, because even if I was to turn out nothing, even if I was to turn that, nothing will come out. Anyway, that's unwound. All right. When you wind it in, the gas starts getting deposited. Make sure this is upright. And this is when I'm going to stick this in the bucket of warm water, because the warm water, hot water is going to give it energy to carry on expanding. Okay, so I just mentioned the equation. That's what the hot water, warm water at 50 degrees is for, to give it the energy. Can't really get as much as I can out of this, and do it as efficiently as possible. If it starts slowing down, the pressure starts going down. Can't get enough energy from the environment to warm this bottle back up. It's not work so well. So that's what this is all for, the bucket of warm water. Right, let's get the engine running. Engine should have been running a little while. Mine's been running. It's so hot anyway. Aircon should be put on max. And one other thing, because there's no fluid in there, I will need to short circuit. That's the wrong word. I need to bypass the relay switch. So you need to download the circuit board for your car, and the circuit board, in terms of relays, the fuse box circuit boards need to cover also the aircon toggle switch, if you like, the relay switch. In mine, I'll show you what it is on mine. Right, so here it is. I've downloaded mine from the Ford website itself, February 2015. So fuse specification chart, engine compartment fuse box, R11 is the one I remember. That one there. It's this. I think it's at this angle. If you look at it from the front of the car, R11's that one I'm interested in. So it's the first kind of small one after the two big ones. R11, just to double check on the same. Download air conditioning clutch. So we need to trick the air conditioning clutch to let it know that the switch is on, because if you don't do this, you go to add it in, actually the clutch is not turning if there's not enough fluid in there. The clutch is not turning over because it doesn't if there's not enough pressure inside the aircon system. So trick it, force the clutch to come on. I'll show you that next. I usually use this, or I guess decent sized gauge material of any sort, metal, any sort. Right, so where's the low pressure port? Locate that on your car. Mine's down there. All right. What else do I need access? So I need to take the lid off that. So just to show you, down there, plenty of room in there. Exterior fuse box, engine compartment fuse box up there, so I won't slam on it. Comes with a little fuse remover, and should be that one there. Okay, Electrics are fully on at the moment, so I haven't pulled the battery terminals out or anything. So all I need to do is remove R11 relay. And one of the main reasons I'm doing this right now, I've waited as long as possible, is because it's blistering hot in the UK for a change. Right now I can barely do anything with the heat that's I'm being inundated with. So just need to cool off a second. So turn the engine on. Okay. Now without the aircon fluid in there, the aircon clutch won't turn over. So let's get max AC on. Right, everything is working on the control board. Let's have a look at the clutch. You should be able to see that it is still. When you look at it, if you can see the nuts and bolts on it, like you can see here, it means that it's not turning. If you see like a blur, you can't really see anything, that means it's on. So right now I can see that it is absolutely not moving. I can see the rivets in the joint of the clutch, absolutely not moving. We shall make a difference here and try and fix it. So watch what happens when I actually bypass the relay. That's probably a better way for it, bypass it. Right, engine off. I would say I probably only got it at about 37 degrees centigrade. Body temperature of the water didn't go for any like 50. There's no point. There's plenty of energy in there. Right, so R11. We can unplug this with the battery in. Right, okay. Now looking at the flip side of it, two small terminals are where the 5 volts goes. Two large terminals. Two large terminals is where the 12 volt goes. So it went in like that. So looking at it, the two that I need to bypass is these two here. First two. So you'll see a little spark, don't worry. If you're doing it yourself, of course. So this is the double check. Went in like that, came out like that. Yep. They're normally opposing 90 degrees to each other, so you can't confuse them too much. Here's my little spark. You hear that little click? I don't know if you heard it. So much rattling going on with the refuse collecting. So that's in there. If I switch the engine on now, the clutch will be on. So I want to get myself prepared. Got my bottle of water down here. Water conducts heat a lot better than air, so even though it's roughly the same temperature as the air, it's going to do its job. Right, so I'm going to connect everything up. I got a feeling you might be able to push fit this thing in. Push it and then pull back on the clip, then push it again, and then that's in solid. Right, that's connected. As you can see, the gauge is at 0 because I haven't opened anything up yet. Let's get a bucket of water in. Let's get the engine running first. Where we're going to leave that here, somewhere where it can't topple over, of course. One somewhere right here. You can all see that. Put the bucket on last to get the engine on first. Be logical. So engine on, aircon on full. Get that fluid in quick, because what I've got to remember is it might have a dry clutch in there. It might be so little oil, in your case it will be so little oil that you need down there. You need that oil in that clutch, in that system quickly. You need, what I mean by oil, you need the gas. So that's why I should really appreciate this. And I'm appreciating it now. Pretty pre-shake. A few minutes. So you should, I think the correct term is you should, it's not this sort of a shake, so it's more like rotating it 90 degrees and dropping it, rotating 90 degrees and dropping it. Agitate it, it's probably a better word. Agitating the fluid. We don't want to be pumping in fluid, we want to pump in gas. That's why when we turn it, it's got to be upright. Right. Pretty ready. Make sure the dial is low and you're not on heating. That'll make a difference. Right. So it's running, the clutch is running. I'll just double check. I won't show you. Make sure nothing's going to slip. Put it here. Here's good. Remember that clutch is going to be running on dryness now. So get it in. Watching the dial. Charging, there we go. I can really feel the bottle cooling down. So, let's dunk it in there. When I'm charging, that's when I should dunk it in the bottle. And you can all see that. It's already nearly on the blue. Now, so on 20, nearly 20. So I've agitated it enough. So let's have a look. I'm going to do it probably this way, is the best way. It's going in, it's going in, it's going in, it's going in. It's right on the peak of the blue. Bottle's getting cold, but it's absorbing energy. Need to agitate a bit more. Now it's on the blue, bottom of the blue. Water temperature's still good. Now I'm not so worried now, the clutch has got some oil in it. I know all the dials and everything are like the back facing the wrong way. I do apologise for that, I'll try and keep it. Bottle is looking a bit colder, feeling a bit colder. Make sure there's no leaks. Adding it in. Takes a while. I might just dunk it in and leave it to warm up a bit more. It's still quite warm. You leave it in there just to warm up. It'd be even better if I filled up all of the bucket, wouldn't it? It would make more logical sense. You know what? I think I need more hot water in it. Let me get some more hot water. I'm going to leave everything as is, switch the engine off. Much better. We're at 40 now, 40 degrees centigrade. Agitating it a bit more before we start the engine again. Notice the valve now is in a red zone. It's because the engine is off and because there's pressure building up at the valve. Remember that other valve in here, in the actual cable, it's closed off here, so I'm not putting any more in, but when the engine comes on, you'll see that drop. It should drop. If it doesn't, my trick is, if it doesn't happen, just so I don't forget to use the trick is, what the trick is, find the other valve, the HT valve, the high pressure HP valve, and relieve the pressure off that. Usually, I think it's around here somewhere. Relieve it by letting some of the air out, because it won't be gas in there, it'll be air. Let me locate that in a minute. Let's get the engine running. You'll see what I mean about this valve. When the engine running, the pressure. Alright, as soon as the engine came on, dropped back down to its true value of the low pressure part of the system, aircon system. Don't bash the stand still on your light. Don't do what I just did. So in it goes. See how high, much higher pressure it was now. Because there was a bottle warmed up. As soon as it starts to drop a little bit, cut it off. Now where it is, it's the lower portion of the blue. We want it near the middle at least. That's why it takes a very long time. If you didn't have the bottle, if you didn't have the bucket of hot water, you notice the bottle becoming so cold to touch that you might not be able to hold it. There's that high pressure valve. I don't think it's visible in this car. If it don't work, I may have to relieve the pressure off the low pressure valve then. Anyway, back in, turn it, wind it in. Absorb the energy from that hot water. Good, now it's high because the water is hotter. Too much. And that's the gases that we are trying to import into the system. Feeling a bit cold now in the bottle. Get in there, warm up a bit. Still looking for that valve. I'm following. Doesn't make sense that I can't find it. I think it could be hidden away underneath this bottle. So maybe on this car, the aforementioned does not apply. The bottle feels warmer now. It's still on the low portion of that internal pressure. Still not good enough. Drop. Oh, okay. In the mid portion now, that's good. Oh, it's dropping again. It will do as it just redistributes the extra fluid. Key thing, obviously, good point. Good. Right, now it's moving back up. I haven't added anything on. You see me shaking it. Let it even itself out. Would not be a bad idea. I'm going to get it to 50 or maximum, just over 50, near 55. Key thing is, am I getting aircon, cold air coming out? So every time the fan kicks in, you see the pressure lowers. That's interesting. Of course, the aircon clutch is on. Let's get in there, let's warm it up. Let's have a look inside, just for a feel of the coldness of the air. Or if it is, or it is not cold. It feels alright actually. Nowhere near icy cold as it should be on a new car. It's not bad. Carry on. Agitate it a bit more. Settling at what, 35 now, 40? Halfords, the suppliers will not be happy with me teaching you this trick. They want you to squeeze out half a bottle and the thing goes empty. Well, you think it's empty. You've done what you can at half a bottle. And they want you to do that. So you buy more bottles of it. And I bought too many over the years. Every time I do this, the bottle becomes freezing cold and I can't squeeze any more out. And it's annoying. It's at 50 now. Let's see what happens when the fan kicks in. There it goes. Kicks in full blast. Pressure drops right down. That's interesting. That's very interesting, isn't it? The clutch is on, so it's not having the clutch kicking in. That's interesting. Well, don't do it while the fan's on, pointless. Oh no, actually, do it when the fan is on, that would be the whole point. Wait for the fan to kick in. Fan's kicking in now. The fan, I can actually physically see the fan slowing down and speeding up. Slowing down again. On the 50 mark now. Dropping to 35 when the fan kicks in. It picks back up to its nominal temperature, pressure. So it's 50, let's get some heat in there. Get ready. We don't want to do too much, it's getting near the peak of it now. That's a mean. I think this could be it. Folks. Bottle feels a lot lighter, I guess. Sometimes you get like a strange reaction, the pressure builds up. It goes in the red zone. You'll need to find the high pressure port and expose some of the air. There's some of the air in there, not gases. It's illegal to expose the gas, the air, get rid of some of it. Carry on, continue again, it works. That's my little trick. But I can't remember. Where's that high pressure port on this car? I can't find it. Because I'm looking at it sideways, you think. Probably staring right at me, you're shouting out, it's right there. Okay. Fan's building up speed. Right, okay. Steady on the 50 now. I ain't had it in that kind of area in a long time. Heat up the bottle. Definitely just drop when the fan kicks in. I'm not exactly sure why that fan kicks in like that. Obviously to cool the liquid that's in the aircon part of the radiator. There's two radiators, the aircon radiator, then the coolant radiator, of course. I know why it's there, but why does it drop so much? Does it cool it down so quickly? I can't imagine it. Just because the fan's on. Does it? Wait for the next one. You're thinking, am I going to get this water in the electrics? I hope not, is the answer. Rewind down. Speeding up again. Juice it up whilst it's going up. I think I might call it a day on there. Unwind it. Okay, let's check the condition of the air that's coming out. Feels quite cool. That feels a lot better. It feels quite cool. Yes, that is cool. Do I want to get every last drop out? Make sure this is it, because you will seal up any leaks better with a high pressure. I can tell you that. Lower pressure will leak more than high pressure. Not normally, if it's air, obviously not. But if you've got a sealant here, the sealant have more chance of getting into the leaks and plugging it. My opinion, not a fact. The next one. Speeding up. sticking around about 45, right? That's okay. It's in the blue zone. It's in upper blue zone. I think I add a bit more in. I'm going to add a bit more in. Anyway, that's it really, folks. I'm going to keep doing this. Let me know what you think. Please leave thoughtful comments before you put down comments. Bear in mind, poor fellows like me, YouTubers out in the blazing sun, doing this for you. Doing it for myself, of course, as well. Please leave decent comments. Thanks for watching. That's it, I think. I'm not getting anything else out of this bottle. I think I put the whole lot in. Yeah, that's it. I ain't getting anything else out. Going out, hovering out the mid, around about the 40, in the middle of the blue zone. Right, okay. So one more cycle. I'm not turning this. 40. Fan kicks in. Now it's not dropping so much now. Staying steady at 40. That's interesting. That's interesting. Tiny bit of a drop. That's interesting. Maybe this is how it should be. That's interesting. Okay. So one whole thing, one of them fills up that from empty to full. Use a gauge to judge. I haven't got any scales or anything like that. Refill bottles are what they are, refill. When it comes low, just refill. Let's see if I can squeeze any more. One more go. Agitate. After the bottle has warmed up a bit, I'm going to squeeze a bit, as much as I can out of this. Getting ready to wind on. Listen for the fan. Fan's kicking in now. Winding it on, winding it on. Nah, that's it. That's it for me. That's all she wrote. Nothing left. Unwind it all. Okay, time for a pause and a stop now. Job done. Of course the bucket was covering my pressure port, looking for it. But it's covering it. Anyway, that's what I would, if you think the system's wasn't functioning as it should be, wasn't taking it as you saw me doing it, relieve some of the pressure off there, a quick buzz, relieve some of the air off there, so you can't vent aircon fluid into the atmosphere, bit the air and it will work again. So anyway, good luck with yours. Next time I'm just going to refill. I think those things at 60 a bottle, a bit expensive really. Refills are about 20. They've got a very short nozzle, so that's the only thing. They've got a short nozzle, and if you've got a car that's got the low pressure port here, then you can use them, but I'm not even sure. Did I just say? Well, I'll have to stick with them, because look how far that's got to go. Those little refill things, you know, my hand will be here trying to do it. Impossible really. Anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget to put the relay back, take that shortening thing out, put the relay back, run it, and enjoy the hot weather and your nice cool car again. Thanks for watching. One last thing, two last things. Don't forget to put the cap back on the low pressure port. And also, look, I'm not even kidding. That bottle, you're lucky to get 10 mils of fluid left in there. Normally it's like half full when you return it. So I squeezed absolutely everything I could out of there. Good job.